Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the FORPET days. We are very proud and exciting that we got from Wrapping Machinery, WM, on the possibility to present our packaging project, what we have been realizing in a joint partnership. And I would like to introduce that innovative package idea, the cup and lid company FORPET, to you. And what FORPET means, it's the future of recycling PET. And let me give you, within a few slides, a little bit of an introduction. Well, when we're looking to critical and harmful packaging, everybody knows we should not waste anything. And the situation is quite exciting if you're looking for paper. Because when you're looking for paper as a package, most of the time paper is not used as paper alone. It is covered with aluminum, it is covered with plastics, and when you're covering this, it turns out that it is non-recyclable. So if you're looking about for those paper, we are cutting 50,000 square kilometers a year, you can find out that is not sustainable, because those paper which is not able to be recycled, it's going into incineration. And so we have to think about those packagings which in our point of view should be transformed to fully recycled packagings. This is, for example, like the liquid boxes, what you're having. If you have them on a paper based, you're combining those kind of materials and you're not able to recycle it. If you're looking about the cups, what are produced out of paper, they are not recyclable because they are containing plastic and the cellulosic fibers, which are not being able to separate it. And finally, also, what in my point of view, you're getting more and more if you're going to the supermarket, you have these hybrid packagings where the back sheet is on paper and on the front sheet it's a transparent plastic, and most of those people are not separating those two parts. They are putting everything in a garbage bin, and then again it ends up in a landfilling. And finally, we have to think about, when we are using packaging, that it is not waste. Well, actually plastic is a valuable good, and we have to think about what we can do really to use this kind of plastic packaging in a circular, in a sustainable way. This is something what we have been really turning out, and we have been also trying to follow up the announcements of the brand owners. Yeah, if you're looking to the brand owners like Procter & Gamble, they are announcing in 2030 that they have 100% packaging must be recyclable or reusable. If you're looking then to Starbucks, 2030, 50% reduced waste sent to landfills, driven by a broader shift toward a circular economy. Pepsi, which is in 2025, 100% of packaging must be recyclable or biodegradable. Nestle, 2025, 100% of packaging must be recyclable or reusable. And finally, McDonald's, 2025, 100% of McDonald's gas packaging will come from a renewable, recycled or certified sources. So this is nothing what we have been developing. You can find those announcements in the internet, and this is that the big brand owners are following to a circular stream. And we as FORPET, we would like to give them a chance to fulfill their own commitments. And how we should do this, I would like to present this. As the name says, FORPET, we're dealing with PET. Why PET? Because PET meets all characteristics of a circular economy. Yeah? PET is 100% recyclable. It could be recycled many times without any problem. It is the 100% recycling usage is possible. If you're looking to the bottles, the water bottles, I don't know whether this is a 100% recycled one, but actually this kind of bottles, they're already existing. We're using 100% of recycling PET. So that means we are on the PET already in a certain packagings in a fully circular stream. And you have also the situation that recycling, being in the circular stream, it will reduces the CO2 footprint. And that's good for our environment. And last but not least, monomaterial packaging is possible. Is possible when you're thinking a little bit about advanced, and I will show you later on how we are thinking about that. So that means the PET recycling, the PET packaging is popular, especially for liquids and food. Therefore, it's, in our point of view, the cornerstone of ecological development and to fulfill brand owners' own announcements in terms of circularity. Well, how we are making it food safe, PET. It is already done, food safe manufacturing of recycled PET, but how we are doing this at FORPET. We are using the liquid state polycondensation technology. Why we are using that? Because it is together with the right partners. In that case, we're working here with Leistritz on the melt preparation side. It's a proven technology because since 2016, about 100 plus equipments are already sold, put into place for decontamination and getting really food-grade material. At least with this combination, when we are running with twin screw extruders with the liquid state polycondensation, we are getting even 50% energy saving. And energies in times like this, I think nobody really worrying about, energy saving is really a critical point. And this keeps the OPEX in a lower part. And then, of course, with this technology, with the right extrusion technology, with the right solid liquid state polycondensation, it gives us the possibility to look for certain feedstocks. So we are not only looking for a very qualified feedstock, because we can handle with that equipment a wider variety of the feedstock. And so, without any problem, with a raw material source, which could be really give you an opportunity, we're able to produce raw materials for our second use, especially for second use in the packaging. In that stage, we are manufacturing granulars. Granulars dedicated, approved for food applications according to EFSA and FDA. Well, the technology to turn then the pellets into a packaging, or let's say a semi-product, which we are then at the final stage turn into a package, it is done by a sheet line. And again, here we are combining the technology of the melt preparation with a very well-known technology in terms of sheet preparation. So for the final product, why we are using here also a twin screw extruder technology versus a single screw extruder technology is the case that our packaging has to compete and has to be most cost effective, because our target is not other plastic packaging, it is paper, and paper is cheap. So how we can do? We're foaming PET. And foaming PET needs, of course, a little bit of a more sufficient, more technology-wise equipment. But that's why those kind of equipments, those corporations, give them those possibilities. And, well, if you're looking to foaming, especially a thin sheet foaming, you can imagine that viscosity itself, that the material should be quite stable. That's why we're introducing just before the liquid state polycondensation, because this is giving you the right viscosity together with the used melt preparation. So finally, what we're doing here is we are introducing then an inert gas into the melt, which has an equal viscosity, and we are then transforming that equal melt with the blowing agent into a very thin sheet. And out of this sheet, we're able to make then the next step to transform then the semi-finished product, the sheet, into a product. And that's why we are here, a product which could be manufactured either from thermoforming or for some other possibilities in terms of gluing, in terms of printing. Yeah? And this is something what we are doing here together also with wrapping machinery, with WM machinery, when we are turning the sheet into a lid or into a thermoformed product like this one, like the eggshell. Yeah? However, there are other possibilities as well. If we're looking to, for example, the cup, and remember, this is our target product that we have to replace also paper-made single caps. These are more or less rolled down and then glued, welded, and it has been then used with the right lid to form then a fine cup. And the good thing here, and I will tell you a little bit later on, why we think that this is a very ecological solution. But I would like to, before I'm coming then to the product itself, I would like to announce again, partnership will make it happen. Because there is not only a single solution provider which is capable of doing everything. And partnership, especially on such a complex project, is needed. And that's what we are doing, not only on the production side, what I mentioned to you, but also on the preparation side of the feedstock. Like with Hydrodyne, with the washing lines, or with Tomra for the sorting lines, because we have to provide to our clients a solution. Everybody says, well, guys, those foaming issues, we cannot separate them because it doesn't really pass the swim-sink separation. Well, that's true, because it's light-weighted. That's why we are really going for a foam, to make it sufficient in terms of the material. But with modern technologies, like the near-infrared sensor, you can detect them and you can bring them back into the value stream. So, but this is something what you have to explain to the partners that they are then following those ideas. And with that, you know, with the right tooling manufacturers, with the right partners in the end line, you're getting then products. And as I mentioned to you, the products we are targeting are the cups and the lids. And this is a very nice example for a monomaterial package. Everything is made out of PET. Everything is made out of PET, so there is no obstacle in terms of recycling. You can do it, you can dump it into your yellow bag or in the package. It can be sorted out with near-infrared sensors, and it can be then reintroduced in the recycling stream because it was already food grade. And so, food grade. Again, we're not competing with the transparent one, with the bottles, because if you're looking here, everybody's looking for transparent PET bottle flakes. And what is the difference? Here we have a foaming product. Foaming product is not transparent. So we are not really looking for transparent PET flakes. We're looking even for PET flakes where you have, or where you give the PET flakes, which is already food grade, a second chance in a food packaging. In a food packaging, which means circularity. Second one, again, 100% approved food contact. It's with EFSA or FDA. It's 100% recyclable without any limits. It is competitive in terms of price. I already mentioned to you with the foaming itself to standard materials like paper, laminated papers, whatever. And of course, it has more higher barrier properties because it's single plastics than papers. And of course, well, if you're looking a little bit to the freezing possibilities as well as to the physical properties, the foam, if you're not really damaging too much, they give you a certain structure. So it's lightweighted and having then the nice resistance. And as I mentioned to you, it's recognizable, and due to the fact that it is recognizable, it could be sorted out. The second one is some hybrid packages, and we have some samples here with me. These are very nice hybrid packages for toothbrushes. Toothbrushes has to fulfill also higher requirements in terms of hygienic issues. So most of those packages are produced out of food grade material, and this is 100% recycling food grade material. This is the transparent one. Of course, I told you before, we are not looking for it, but for this kind of packaging, you have to have it because you are showing the product. And the backside, it is our foam sheet, and it's the printed foam sheet. And they can glue together and then have a monomaterial packaging, which is then produced on machines like the wrapping machinery part of production in terms of thermoforming, or with printing machines, for the pack sheet. And finally, you're having also then the product like the egg tray. It is foamed, so that means it gives you a little bit of a better protection against the rush conditions in terms of logistics. Again, we have here 100% approved for food contacts, FDA, EFSA approved. We have 100% recycling without any limits. We have 100% price competitive to paper, like the back sheet. We have a monomaterial packaging. All could be dumped into a bag. And of course, it is recognizable, sortable, without any limits, with any air sensors, like our partners in that case with Tomra. But there are possibilities. Here you see then the two plants where we are producing those kind of equipment. The Latvian plant is already in operation, so they are really having all these possibilities for this kind of products. We are quite thankful, the wrapping machinery were the first machines who has been commissioned to run. So you see, wrapping machinery is really committed to fulfilling their task, and we are quite happy to team up with them. And the next plant will be erected in Austria, on the southern part of Austria. And with these two plants, we're able to fulfill with this specific task to our clients. Of course, it is not like a transparent one, it's a specific one, but I think in that case, we can provide some solutions to the big brand owners I mentioned before, to give them a chance to really fulfill their own targets. Well, and looking a little bit in our businesses as a summarization, we are in the packaging business. We have some markets like the to-go packagings, the food package, cosmetics, personal care, the householding goods, and our functionalities is for the coffee to go, for the lid of coffee to go, for the clamshell, based on our semi-finished product, the FORPET film. Well, however, if you're looking, sorry, I was a little bit too early. This is a small film. Hopefully it will work. That's the focus team why we are here, and thank you really for the introduction, for the possibility to give you then the chance to talk a little bit more. I don't know why the film it doesn't work. Maybe we can. Oh no. Yeah, here. You see, yeah, FORPET and wrapping machinery, thermoforming machine teams up, shaping our finished products. So the advantages: lowest energy consumption, highest efficiency, less utilities, lowest OPEX, gentle processing with perfect final finish. But more to hear from wrapping machinery probably later on. I don't know who will make the presentation for wrapping machinery, but I would like to thank you for listening to me, to give you an introduction at what is FORPET. And I think then there are some other speakers now to give you a little bit more in detail. I will be around to be quite open to answer your questions. Thank you very much for listening to me. And let's save the planet together.